Most people think getting rich means driving a luxury car, posting big wins online, and telling everyone how much money they make. But the real wealthy people do the opposite. They build wealth quietly, invisibly, and strategically. And here's the truth. You don't need a six-figure salary to do it. Even if you're earning under $50,000 a year, you can still become rich without anyone noticing. Today, I'll show you exactly how quiet wealth is built, step by step, without flashy moves, without stress, and without anyone knowing what you're doing. If you look closely, the loudest people about money are usually the poorest, and the quietest ones are often the richest. Quiet wealth is not about luck. It's about habits, systems, and discipline that compound over time. In this speech, I'm going to break down 6 practical strategies that regular people use to quietly build serious wealth, even on a modest income. No hype, no shortcuts, just real financial principles that actually work. Most people believe wealth starts with investing, side hustles, or earning more money. In reality, wealth starts with control. Mastering the invisible budget means you know exactly where every dollar goes, but you don't make it public, you don't brag about being frugal, and you don't turn it into a personality. You quietly run your finances like a business behind the scenes. When you track your money, you remove emotion from spending. Instead of guessing, you see patterns. You notice subscriptions you forgot about, impulse purchases that add up, and habits that quietly drain your future. This awareness is powerful because money leaks are often invisible until they become serious problems. An invisible budget is not about extreme restriction. It is about intentional spending. You decide in advance what matters to you and what does not. That way, your money aligns with your goals instead of your impulses. When you budget quietly, you avoid the social pressure that comes from telling people you are saving or cutting back. You don't need to justify why you said no to an expensive dinner or a weekend trip. You simply make decisions based on your plan. This keeps your ego out of the equation and protects your long-term strategy. Tracking your money also gives you clarity and confidence. Many people feel anxious about money because they don't know their numbers. They avoid checking their bank account. They don't know their monthly expenses, and they hope everything will work out. Hope is not a strategy. A quiet budget turns uncertainty into certainty. You know how much you earn, how much you spend, and how much you can invest. That clarity removes fear and replaces it with control. Another key part of the invisible budget is flexibility. Life changes and your budget should adapt without drama. You adjust quietly when your income rises, when expenses change, or when goals shift. There is no public announcement, no emotional reaction, just small strategic moves that keep you on track. Over time, these quiet adjustments create massive progress without anyone noticing. Finally, the invisible budget builds discipline. Discipline is the foundation of wealth, especially on a modest income. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to be consistent. Small, controlled decisions repeated over years create a powerful compounding effect. While others chase big wins and flashy lifestyles, you quietly build a financial system that works for you. And one day, when people are surprised by your financial success, they won't realize it started with something as simple and private as mastering your invisible budget. Automating your investing before you spend is one of the most powerful ways to build wealth quietly, especially on a modest income. The idea is simple: you treat investing like a fixed bill that gets paid the moment your money comes in. Instead of waiting to see what is left at the end of the month, you move money to investments first, then live on the rest. This flips the usual mindset and removes willpower from the equation. You are not relying on motivation or discipline every month. The system does the work for you in the background. When investing is automated, you stop trying to time the market or guess the perfect moment. Every paycheck, a portion of your income goes into assets whether the market is up or down. This creates a steady habit of buying consistently over time. That consistency is what drives compounding. You are not chasing quick wins. You are quietly building ownership in productive assets while everyone else is busy spending their money. This approach is especially powerful for people earning under $50,000 because it protects you from lifestyle creep. When money hits your account, it is easy to feel richer than you are and spend more. Automation removes that temptation. You never see that money as available to spend, so your lifestyle naturally adjusts to what remains. Over time, your investments grow, but your daily life stays grounded. From the outside, nothing looks different, but in the background, your net worth is quietly increasing. Automated investing also reduces stress and decision fatigue. Many people delay investing because they feel overwhelmed by choices. They worry about picking the wrong stock, the wrong fund, or the wrong timing. Automation simplifies everything. You set up a plan once and let it run. This frees mental space for your career, relationships, and personal growth. Wealth becomes a side effect of your system, not a daily obsession. Another hidden benefit is emotional stability. When markets drop, people who manually invest often panic and stop. Automated investors keep buying during downturns without overthinking it. This is how real wealth is built. You accumulate more assets when prices are low and ride the growth over time. You don't announce it, you don't post about it, you just keep going. In the long run, automating investing before spending creates a powerful identity shift. You start seeing yourself as someone who pays their future self first. You are no longer just a consumer, you are an owner. This mindset change is subtle but transformative. Without anyone noticing, you move from surviving to building wealth. And years later, when your investments have grown significantly, people may think you got lucky. They won't see the quiet system that was working for you every single month. Living like your income never increased is one of the most underrated wealth-building habits, especially for people who want to get rich quietly. When your income rises, the natural instinct is to upgrade everything. Bigger house, better car, more expensive clothes, more eating out. Society encourages this. Social media celebrates it. But this is exactly where most people lose the opportunity to become wealthy. They earn more, but they also spend more, so their financial position barely improves. When you keep your lifestyle stable as your income grows, you create a powerful gap between what you earn and what you spend. That gap is where wealth is built. Instead of upgrading your lifestyle, you upgrade your investments. From the outside, nothing changes. You still live comfortably, but not extravagantly. Internally, your financial engine is accelerating. This is how many quietly wealthy people build serious net worth without ever appearing rich. This approach is not about denying yourself forever. It is about being strategic. You already know how to live on your current income. So when you get a raise, bonus, or side income, you treat that extra money as fuel for your future. You let your present lifestyle stay the same while your future lifestyle compounds. Over time, this creates a massive difference. A small raise invested consistently for years can turn into financial freedom, while the same raise spent on lifestyle upgrades disappears without a trace. Living below your means also protects you from financial shocks. If you increase your lifestyle with every income bump, you become fragile. A job loss, pay cut, or unexpected expense can push you into debt quickly. When you keep your lifestyle modest, you build a cushion. You have flexibility, peace of mind, and options. Quiet wealth is not just about having money. It is about having control and security. Another powerful effect is psychological. When you resist lifestyle inflation, you break free from comparison. You stop measuring success by what you can show and start measuring it by what you own and control. This shift is subtle but life-changing. You are no longer chasing approval. You are building independence. People might think you are average, but behind the scenes, you are accumulating assets that work for you. Over time, living like your income never increased becomes a secret advantage. While others are locked into expensive lifestyles and paycheck-to-paycheck cycles, you are stacking investments quietly. Years later, when your financial position looks impressive, it will seem sudden to others. But in reality, it was the result of years of choosing stability over upgrades and long-term freedom over short-term status. Building quiet income streams is one of the smartest ways to get rich without attracting attention. Most people think extra income means loud businesses, big teams, or flashy online presence. In reality, many of the most effective income streams operate silently in the background. They don't require you to announce yourself, chase clout, or constantly talk about money. They simply add steady cash flow that strengthens your financial foundation over time. A quiet income stream fits naturally into your life. It can start small and grow slowly, without pressure. The goal is not to impress anyone, but to create an extra layer of financial security. When your primary income covers your lifestyle, and your secondary income goes toward investing, saving, or paying down debt, you accelerate your path to wealth without changing how you live day to day. From the outside, nothing looks different. Inside, your financial trajectory changes completely. Quiet income streams are powerful because they reduce dependence on a single paycheck. When all your money comes from one source, you are vulnerable. A job change, industry shift, or personal setback can disrupt everything. Additional income acts like insurance. Even a few $100 extra a month, when consistently invested, can compound into a significant sum over time. The key is consistency, not scale at the beginning. Another benefit is psychological. Knowing you have money coming in from more than one place gives you confidence and leverage. You are less afraid to negotiate, change jobs, or take calculated risks. You stop feeling trapped by your salary. This mental shift is part of quiet wealth. You gain freedom gradually without public announcements or dramatic lifestyle changes. Quiet income also allows you to reinvest in yourself. You can use it to build skills, acquire assets, or fund opportunities that increase your earning potential. Instead of spending every extra dollar on consumption, you turn additional income into a growth engine. Over time, this creates a virtuous cycle where money generates more money, quietly and steadily. Most importantly, quiet income streams keep your ego in check. Loud income often comes with pressure to maintain an image. Quiet income has no audience. You make decisions based on logic, not perception. You can test ideas, fail privately, and refine your approach without judgment. This freedom encourages long-term thinking, which is essential for real wealth. As these income streams mature, they begin to stack. Each one might seem small on its own, but together they create momentum. While others are focused on appearing successful, you are building multiple channels that strengthen your financial position. Years later, people may notice your financial success and assume it came from a single breakthrough. They will never see the quiet systems you built in the background, patiently and strategically, one stream at a time. Avoiding lifestyle flexing is one of the most important habits for building quiet wealth. The desire to look rich is powerful. Cars, gadgets, designer clothes, expensive dinners, and luxury trips are all signals people use to show success. The problem is that these signals often come at the cost of real financial progress. Many people who look wealthy are actually living on credit, draining future income to support a present image. Quiet wealth moves in the opposite direction. It values ownership over appearance and freedom over approval. When you stop trying to look rich, you remove a huge financial burden from your life. You no longer feel pressured to keep up with friends, co-workers, or influencers. You make choices based on your goals, not on how they will be perceived. This alone can save thousands of dollars every year, money that can be redirected into assets that grow. From the outside, you might look ordinary. Behind the scenes, your net worth is quietly increasing. Lifestyle flexing also creates a psychological trap. When you tie your identity to what you own, you feel forced to maintain that image. This leads to constant upgrades and higher expenses. A better phone, a newer car, a bigger house. Each upgrade feels justified, but together they lock you into a cycle where your income rises but your freedom does not. Quiet wealth breaks this cycle by keeping your identity separate from your possessions. You own things, but they do not own you. There is also a strategic advantage to staying under the radar. When people think you are doing just fine but nothing extraordinary, they don't expect much from you financially. You avoid social pressure to spend, lend, or show off. You can make frugal decisions without explanation. This privacy gives you control over your money and your narrative. Your financial moves become personal, not performative. Avoiding flexing does not mean living a miserable or deprived life. It means choosing value over vanity. You spend on what genuinely improves your life and cut what only improves your image. This creates a lifestyle that feels satisfying but is financially efficient. Over time, the difference between efficient spending and image spending becomes massive. One builds wealth, the other destroys it. The most powerful part of avoiding lifestyle flexing is the long-term compounding effect. Every dollar not spent on showing off can be invested. Every unnecessary upgrade avoided becomes capital working for your future. While others are busy financing status, you are quietly buying assets. The gap between appearance and reality widens in your favor. Years later, when your financial position becomes obvious, people may think you suddenly became rich. They won't remember the years you drove a normal car, lived in a modest home, and avoided flashy spending. They won't see the discipline, the patience, and the strategic restraint. Quiet wealth often looks boring in the beginning, but in the end it looks like freedom, And by the time people notice, it is already too late to copy the journey. Letting compounding do the talking is the quiet engine behind almost every real fortune. Compounding is not exciting. It is slow, invisible, and often boring in the early years. That is why most people ignore it. They want fast results, big wins, and dramatic success stories. But wealth built through compounding grows quietly, almost unnoticed, until it becomes impossible to ignore. The key is patience and consistency, especially when your income is modest. Compounding works when you repeatedly invest small amounts over long periods and allow the returns to generate their own returns. At first, the progress feels insignificant. Your balance grows slowly, and it may seem like nothing is happening. This is where most people quit. They underestimate the power of time. But time is the multiplier that turns ordinary savings into extraordinary wealth. Each year builds on the last, and the growth accelerates in ways that are hard to imagine at the beginning. One of the most powerful aspects of compounding is that it does not care about your starting point. You do not need a huge salary or a big lump sum. You need consistency. Investing a small portion of your income every month, without interruption, can create life-changing results over decades. Quiet wealth builders understand this and commit early. They do not wait for the perfect moment or the perfect strategy. They start with what they have and let time do the heavy lifting. Compounding also rewards discipline. The biggest threat to compounding is interruption. Pulling money out, stopping contributions, or constantly changing strategies resets progress. Quiet investors stay the course. They resist the urge to chase trends or react emotionally to market swings. When markets fall, they keep investing. When markets rise, they stay humble and consistent. This steady approach is invisible to others but incredibly powerful over time. Another hidden benefit is psychological. When you trust compounding, you stop obsessing over daily fluctuations. You focus on long-term growth instead of short-term noise. This reduces stress and improves decision-making. You are not gambling. You are building a system that works quietly in the background while you live your life. Wealth becomes a byproduct of time and consistency, not constant effort and anxiety. Compounding also teaches delayed gratification. You sacrifice a bit of consumption today for a much larger reward in the future. This mindset separates those who get rich quietly from those who stay stuck. Every dollar invested is a vote for your future freedom. Over years, those votes accumulate into ownership, security, and options that most people never achieve. In the end, compounding is the quiet language of wealth. It does not announce itself. It does not trend on social media. It does not make headlines. But it transforms ordinary earners into financially independent individuals. When your investments grow large enough, people may assume you had an extraordinary income or insider knowledge. They will not see the decades of quiet consistency, the boring monthly contributions, and the patience that made it all possible. Compounding does not need attention, it needs time. And if you give it enough time, it will speak louder than any flashy lifestyle ever could. Getting rich without anyone noticing is not about hiding money. It is about building systems quietly while everyone else is distracted by appearances. You don't need a massive salary, perfect timing, or secret knowledge. You need discipline, consistency, and patience. If you master these principles, your wealth will grow silently in the background. And one day, people will call you lucky, overnight successful, or naturally smart with money. They will never see the years of quiet decisions that made it inevitable.